Everybody, this is Brad with Bonafide Boarding. I just wanted to say a quick hello to everybody to kind of release our arena gaming league that we are doing. The website is arenagaming.us, and to kick it off, we are doing an online qualifier. This qualifier is open to as many teams as want to sign up, and it is basically going to help your seeding for the Chicago event. Now, the Chicago event is going to be August 3rd through 5th at Game Pazzo, Downers Grove, Illinois. And it is going to be $150 to sign up per team, and it's going to be 100% payout. It is open to 72 teams, and there's no restrictions, whether it's amateur teams, pro teams, or anything like that. So we encourage everybody to come on out, support us. We will have more information with hotels and travel accommodations and everything like that for the event releasing very soon and later this week. But for right now, start playing in the online qualifier. You can check out our website, arenagaming.us, and we hope everybody is on board to support what we're about to be doing with the movement for competitive gaming. Brad again here, coming to you with some structure information on Arena Gaming. The structure is comprised of 2 conferences, 4 divisions per conference, and 4 teams per division. The way this is going to work is there's going to be an American Gaming Conference, a National Gaming Conference, and then under each one of those there's going to be 4 divisions. The North, East, South, and West. And then underneath that is going to be 4 cities with 4 teams that we have picked under each division. So we've picked 32 of the top cities across the country, come up with team names, team logos for it, for our sponsors to then choose the teams that are going to represent those cities. The reason that we've chosen cities and chosen team names to stay a company to those cities is to generate a fan base. Fan base is what all the players want and what all the teams should want, because when you're sitting there up on the stage and you got your fans cheering for you, what else gets you motivated but that? So with the steady team names and the cities is how we're going to generate an ongoing fan base for that team, for that city, so people can cheer for their home team. Everybody understands why we're doing that and going about it, because it is going to work out amazing for everybody. On to events. Events are the biggest thing everybody is probably concerned about, because that's where you compete, that's where you earn money, that's where you have the most fun, right? At the lands. So we're going to have 3 main events. These events are called Coliseums. And we're going to have 9 smaller events called duels. The main events, Coliseums, are going to be held at 3 different locations around the country. They're going to be the same locations every single year after year at big convention centers. And they will fall around the same date each year also, so that we will develop a consistency so everybody can expect to have the big events and the small events around the same time every single year in the same city. Now, the smaller events, the duels, are going to be held at land centers. We're going to partner up with several land centers across the country, and they're going to be held in or near the cities that the 32 teams are represented on the league. So, for example, Chicago, New York, Orlando, Miami, San Diego, Dallas, Denver, any of those cities could possibly have a duel. And we will be deciding those duels depending on what land centers want to partner up with us and where you guys want us to have the events, because we want to come to where all the gamers are. We want to come to where the competition is, so that we have the biggest turnout and the best competition at every event for you guys and for the fans. Now, the big events are going to be open to unlimited number of teams. The Coliseums can have hundreds and hundreds of teams sign up, and it is 100% payout. So that gives an unlimited growth to how much money can be won for the top 8 players at a Coliseum. Now, the duels, on the other hand, are open to 72 teams only. Those will be out of the top 32 teams, or the major teams or pro teams, whatever you want to consider them. The other 64 teams are going to be the amateur or minors. Complete open sign up as long as you have a locked roster. The way the events are going to run is with our no bracket system. Now, the reason for this no bracket system is to give everybody more of an equal, fair chance and to make every single game count. That is the big thing here, making every game count. So every single game, everyone is trying their hardest. It's not, oh, we're not good at that map, or oh, our teamwork was off. There's not going to be excuses. It's going to be, you're going to try your hardest, because every game is a win or a loss against your team and your personal record. Now, the no bracket system, the way it's going to work is there's going to be 3 levels of play. The bottom level is going to be where all the amateur or minor teams are going to start off. Now, for a dual, for example, there will be 64 teams split up in between those divisions. So there will be 8 teams in each division to start off on the very bottom level of play. Now, every single team is going to play each other 1 game. So that means that on the bottom level, you are playing 7 games against 7 other teams. That gives you and your team the fair advantage to not say, oh, I got matched up against, the number 1 team and the number 3 team, and I got knocked out of the event. You have 7 chances to prove yourself. You have 7 chances to play against different teams and beat them. Yes, it's only 1 game, but you have 7 opportunities to win 7 different games. Now, the top 2 teams with the best records in that 7 games will advance then up to the conference play. Now, at the conference play, you're going to have the 8 pro teams sitting there, 4 in each conference. And then the 8 amateur teams will advance up there, so there will be 12 teams in each conference play. Now, the same rules apply here, where every single team plays each other 1 time. So now you're playing 11 games and 11 different teams to advance. Now, whoever has the best record, the top 4 advance up into the championship play. So right there, it's going from the top 24 to the top 8. And all the rest of the seeding and placings will be based off of your record from the overall event. So that's why every single game is going to count and every single team you play is going to matter. Now, when it gets to the championship play, it's going to be a little bit different rules. Every team will still play each other, but they're not only going to play 1 game, they're going to play 3 games against each other. But every game still counts as a win or a loss. It's not a 3-game series where it's the best of the 3 games. It's every single game is either a win or a loss towards your team record and your personal record. Now, the top 2 teams out of those 8 will then advance to the championship match. And they will play either a 9 or 11 game series to determine who wins the event. A little bit on a roster. First of all, the off season is December to February, and the roster lock is December 31st. The reason we've come up with roster lock rules is to keep teams more consistent and players working together to advance their teamwork and to win the events. Now, we don't want the shadiness of any of the communities to carry over to this, so that is why some of these rules are very strict. We want the fans to be able to develop every single season the 4 players that they're going to be watching on a certain team and leave it that way. We don't want them to have to keep readapting to new players on new teams and, people dropping each other right before the events and then getting a terrible placing and not being exciting. So what we've done is once the rosters are locked, all of the sponsors that we have underneath us will be able to pick the top 32 teams. Not us or the players are deciding who the top 32 teams are and what cities they represent. The sponsors will be doing that. The reason for this is because the sponsors will be fully paying for the top 32 teams to go to at least the 3 Coliseum events. If the sponsors wish to pay for more events, such as any of the duels, they are more than welcome to do that, and that will be discussed between the sponsor and the team. But for the most part, they will at least be fully paid to go to the 3 main events, and that is one of the reasons that we need the rosters to stay as one. We don't want to let the sponsors down. We don't want to be looking bad for them. We don't want the team to be looking bad for them. So when a sponsor is, putting money and putting time and effort into that team, it's up to the team and the players to stay as one and work together to, prove themselves that the sponsor made a good choice by picking them. Now, if there is any team problems and one of the players has a family emergency or something where they can't go to an event or they have to leave the team for a circumstance, that is okay. It just has to be talked with through the team and the sponsor, and if the majority votes that the player can leave, the player is more than welcome to leave the team. But now here's what happens. Now your team is in trouble because you're short a player. Now you have 2 options. One, you can pick up a player that is not on a locked roster in the league, and they can replace him, no problem. Or if you cannot find somebody, you are no longer going to be one of the top 32 teams. Your team then gets disbanded down into the amateurs until you find a player. And then when you do find a player, it is going to be up to your sponsor if they want to take you back or if they want to stick with the current team that they brought up from the amateurs. So this allows, if a pro team is not respecting their team and not respecting their sponsors and they do get disbanded, it allows an opportunity for an amateur team to come and step right up into their spot by the sponsor picking them. The trade system is another cool function that we're implementing. So if players just aren't getting along, bottom line, flat out, you can make a trade. Now, the trades are limited per player and per season. So the team can make 2 trades per season, but a player can only be traded 1 time per season. So this is, again, minimizing the team changes so that if somebody is being changed from the team, it'll typically only be 1 person. And for that 1 person to get an approved trade, the sponsors have to approve it, and then the league has to approve it. So this is not something that a player can just say, oh, hey, we're going to go trade this guy for this guy. No, it has to be gone through the sponsor of both teams, and they have to agree, we're going to trade this player for this player. So hopefully that'll bring some interest to teams staying together. And, you know, if teams are having problems, it will have a structure and function to how they can change that without it being random and without somebody getting kicked off a day before an event. Well, probably the biggest thing everybody is wondering is, how do I get a sponsor? How does our team get sponsored? I want to get paid to play video games. So here's your answer. In order to get a sponsor, you have to prove yourself. We're going to be releasing a part on our website. It's going to be called Prove Yourself. Now, what this is going to entitle is it's going to have a spot where you can put any of your gameplay, any video content, your resumes from your past experience, you know, the team that you're thinking about teaming with, how you guys are working together, any content that you want to show the sponsors for the sponsors to be able to see why they should pick you. You basically need to sit there and tell the sponsors, you should pick me because look how sick I am at the game. You should pick me because, you know, me and these 4 people have been teaming for this long. You should pick me because I've won this many events. So you need to prove yourself to the sponsors so that they want to pick you. It is not up to me. It is not up to yourself. It is up to the sponsors and the companies that are going to be paying for you to go to the events to win money. So to me, it sounds like a great idea, a great plan. Who doesn't want to get paid to play video games? Here's an opportunity for 32 teams to do that. So we're not going for top 8. We're not going for top 16. We're going for top 32. And there is openness for every single season for those teams to change. So just because one team gets picked one season doesn't mean they will get picked next season. So it is going to be a constant battle for those top 32 spots so these top companies can sponsor you and you can represent an amazing company and league. So I hope I answered a lot of questions and I kind of explained a little more rather than you just reading what we have on the site. But if you do have any other questions, feel free to post them on our forums. Feel free to post a comment. We'll try to answer those as soon as possible. If there isn't anything that I didn't answer in this video, leave a comment below or post it on the forums again, and I will do a more in-depth video content on explaining exactly what you guys want to see, because I want this to be very clear and very laid out for everybody. But thank you for watching. Brad from Bonafide Boarding. We're here with Arena Gaming. We look forward to getting these first couple seasons started off with you guys.